Let's be honest, you don't have a discipline problem. You have a burnout problem, a self-trust problem, and maybe even a fear of failure hiding underneath all of it. You don't struggle because you're weak. You struggle because no one taught you how to rebuild from zero, how to stay focused when everything feels chaotic, and how to trust yourself again. In this video, we're going deep. Not just quick hacks, but real step-by-step strategies to help you build lasting discipline even if life feels overwhelming right now. And if you're serious about becoming the kind of person who shows up, even when it's hard, hit subscribe. Because here at EvolvexMind, that's exactly what we do together. 1. Why you think you lack discipline. Most people believe discipline is about willpower, a force you either have or don't. But discipline isn't just a switch you flip on. It's actually the result of your environment, your habits, and most importantly, how you see yourself. When you repeatedly break promises to yourself, your brain starts to assume you can't follow through. Not because you're lazy, but because you're protecting yourself from disappointment. That's not a discipline issue. That's a wound. And you don't fix wounds with pressure, you fix them with structure, care, and repetition. 2. The 3 hidden enemies of discipline. First, perfectionism. You don't start unless it feels perfect. You want the gym plan, the right journal, the best app, but discipline starts when you begin with what you already have. Second, shame loops. You mess up once and spiral into self-blame. Shame kills consistency. Instead, learn to say, "That was one bad hour, not a bad life." Third, lack of clarity. You say you want to be better, but what does that even mean? Without specific targets, your brain stays in decision fatigue. So write this down: discipline isn't hard, being unclear is. 3. The step-by-step rebuild. Step 1. Start smaller than you think. Discipline dies when the starting line feels too far away. Want to build a reading habit? Don't read for 30 minutes, read 1 page. Want to work out? Don't do a full routine, just put on your shoes. The brain resists big changes, but it welcomes motion. Start small. Start ridiculous. If you have to, just start. Step 2. Anchor to a cue. Your brain loves routine. Use that. Attach your new habit to an existing one. Example: after brushing your teeth, do 5 minutes of journaling. When habits have anchors, discipline feels automatic. Step 3. Track it visibly. Use a calendar, a wall tracker, a journal. Every time you show up, make a mark. This creates a visual reward system that keeps your brain engaged. You're not just building discipline, you're showing proof that you're consistent. Step 4. Remove one key distraction. You don't need to eliminate everything, just one thing that constantly derails you. Maybe it's your phone during your most focused hours. Maybe it's late night scrolling. Replace it with a low-friction alternative: music, walking, silence. Step 5. Focus on identity, not outcomes. Stop saying, "I want to be disciplined." Start saying, "I'm becoming the kind of person who shows up daily." Identity-based discipline is more powerful than goal-based motivation. You're not chasing results, you're reinforcing who you are becoming. Step 6. Build a no matter what rule. Create one tiny action that you will do no matter what. Tired, busy, anxious. It might be a 1-minute journal, a walk outside, drinking water as soon as you wake. This rule becomes your mental anchor. On the worst days, it reminds you, "I still showed up." 4. The power of morning momentum. Morning wins build daily momentum. You don't need to be a morning person, you need a consistent first win. This could be making your bed, reading for 3 minutes, or stretching in silence. The key is simplicity. When the first thing you do aligns with your growth, your mind shifts into action mode. That's where discipline lives, not in big actions, but in early alignment. 5. When you fall off, how to reset fast. You will mess up. Everyone does. The question is, how do you respond when you fall? Here's the reset rule. First, don't analyze the past, reset the next block of time. The next hour is mine. Second, return to your anchor habit immediately, even if everything else falls apart. Go back to that one small, no matter what, habit. Third, speak kindly to yourself. Shame keeps you stuck. Self-compassion keeps you moving. 6. How environment shapes discipline. You become what surrounds you. Your environment, both digital and physical, plays a bigger role in discipline than motivation ever will. If your space is full of distractions, it will constantly interrupt your focus. So ask yourself, is your phone on silent or screaming for attention? Is your workspace organized or chaotic? Do the people around you pull you forward or hold you back? Create an environment that makes discipline easier than distraction, because willpower is a limited resource. Your space? That's something you can control every day. 7. Discipline and emotional regulation. Most people think discipline is just about action. But the truth is, discipline starts with emotional regulation. When you're angry, tired, overwhelmed, or anxious, your ability to stay disciplined drops. That's not weakness, that's biology. So the solution isn't to power through, it's to pause, breathe, and reset. Daily practices like box breathing. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. Journaling what you feel before working. Taking 2-minute silence breaks between tasks. These small resets allow your mind to come back to center. And that's where real discipline begins. Not with punishment, but with peace. 8. Why discipline without joy fails. The final piece is this: discipline without joy will always burn out. If your daily life feels like a punishment, you won't stick to it. Make space for small joys. Music while you clean, a morning ritual you love celebrating every tiny win. This isn't weakness, it's how humans are wired. We aren't robots, we thrive with purpose and pleasure. So build discipline around things you actually enjoy, or attach joy to the habit you want. That's the secret. Because the most disciplined people aren't the ones who suffer the most, they're the ones who feel most alive. 9. The role of forgiveness in discipline. Most people don't realize this, but forgiveness is a discipline too. Not just forgiving others, but forgiving yourself. You can't build consistency if every mistake becomes a reason to quit. Forgive yourself for the days you broke your promise, the times you gave up too early, the moments you knew better but didn't act. Every version of you was trying to cope, to survive. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's a reset button. Start again, not because you're perfect, but because you're worthy of trying again. The most disciplined people know how to fall without giving up on themselves. 10. Discipline as a form of self-respect. In the end, discipline is not just about goals, it's about how deeply you respect yourself. When you follow through on your promises, even the small ones, you send a signal to your brain. I matter, my time matters, my growth matters. Discipline is how you prove to yourself that you're worthy of effort. So if no one else sees your progress, you still do, and that's enough. Because when you start treating yourself with respect, the world slowly starts doing the same. Discipline isn't punishment, it's self-love in action. So if you've made it this far, know this: you're not undisciplined. You're just in the process of becoming, and that process takes patience, structure, kindness, and showing up even when it's messy. Hit that subscribe button if you're ready to keep growing with us here at EvolvexMind. You're new. Path starts now. One step, one habit, one day at a time.